Trinity Christian Academy celebrates Bahamian History Week. Looking forward to that story.
And April 6th to April 12th is National Library Week. We've got the details for you. Stay close.
Plus, the Pilot Club is celebrating the Selfless.
And coming up in sports, Day 3 of Carifta trials wrap up.
The Bahamas Tonight Access Now starts now.
Good evening, everyone. I'm LaDawn Davis.
And I'm Marlena Leonard. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight Access Now.
We're at a brand new week in the month of April. Top of the week to you, Marlena.
Top of the week to you, LaDawn.
All right.
I'm looking forward to a fantastic, productive week here on the Hill.
I am as well. And with that said, let's dive right into the news, shall we? Trinity Christian Academy delving into our country's past this morning as they kicked off their Bahamian History Week celebrations. American activist Maya Angelou once said, "You can't really know where you're going until you know where you have been." But guest speaker, a Bahamian historian, Dr. Christopher Curry, put it this way.
You know, we would be a rootless people if it were not for our understanding of our past. So what is good about this event is we have a whole week of history, culture, and literacy where students can learn about their past, and they can learn about some of the most important books that have been written about the Bahamian past. And they've been encouraged to be critical thinkers.
Junkanoo pioneer Arlene Nash Ferguson imparted the origin of Junkanoo to the students, noting its prior use as a tool to help slaves feel at home while being held captive. Aiden Sweeting, fifth grader, drummer at the school, regrets he's never rushed on Bay before, but instead brags he works at a straw market with his father, sometimes a passing point for Junkanooers. This day, though, the first of the week that will conclude with a book fair, picnic and dress-up day, was one that taught him a lot.
You can know more about our culture and our origins and our ancestors and descendants.
Stick paper onto our clothes, shake our bells, and beat our drums in this magnificent festival that tells the story of the strength of the people of the Bahamas. This is Junkanoo. Don't ever give up. Our ancestors never did, and that is why we are here.
April 6th through 12th is considered National Library Week, and all week long, students across the country will grab a book and analyze it during one of the school's book club sessions. The Access Now team stopped by the library at the T.G. Glover Primary School and met students there engaged in story time. Head librarian Monique Otaji is one of the 10 highly qualified librarians in country. She says hundreds of students are drawn to the library.
Generally, we're here from like 8 to 3:30. Students come into the library, they return books, etc. During that time, students can do research in the library at that time. But the majority of our students would actually borrow their books during that time.
Otaji says there's no shortage of libraries in country, but the manpower to oversee them is in limbo. She says she hopes more Bahamians choose to pursue a career in the field.
A librarian has to come in with a first degree and then go on to library school. We need training. We need new librarians. We need librarians in the private sector, in academic libraries. We need librarians in our schools, but especially our schools. We've had a library cadet program that I've seen not really attracting a lot of people to the profession, as I would say the nursing cadet program or the police cadet program. However, I'm thinking a lot of librarians would be attracted to the profession if we have more librarians in the school. Many of the librarians who are actually librarians today became librarians because they've actually had a librarian in their school.
Was about celebrating the selfless as the Pilot Club of Nassau hosts a special luncheon in honor of caregivers. The event, held at Old Holy Family Parish on Robinson Road, is the first in nearly 6 years for the organization and is what event coordinator Saritha Clark calls a tribute to the unwavering dedication of those who care for others every day.
Each honoree will be receiving a plaque, a basket, and within that basket there are some goodies and also a monetary contribution so that they can go afterwards and treat themselves or treat someone along with them. It's just our way of saying we appreciate what you are doing for the persons who you take care of, and we wish that you will continue to provide that service.
President of the Pilot Club International, Nicola Dawkins, says that even though the Bahamas may be considered a small island state, the good work exhibited by its residents through organizations such as the Pilot Club proves that the country is rich in compassion, spirit, and community.
Wherever I go, and I'm going to Japan tomorrow to see my Japanese pilots, wherever we go, I always get, boy, the Bahamas is doing very well. The Bahamas is doing great things. And I think that is really pushing the other clubs to do better. Not that they weren't doing well before, but it's pushing them to step up their game, you know? So I think the Bahamas is just putting a new impetus in Pilot International.
The deadline is quickly approaching for young people who want the chance at getting involved in advancing ideas and discussions toward climate change. The Climate Change and Environmental Advisory Unit is looking for 2 youngsters between the ages of 18 to 24 to serve as climate change youth ambassadors. It's a 1-year role that will provide persons with an opportunity to participate in policy discussions, develop and engage with community initiatives, and represent the country at international forums. The deadline for applying is April 22nd, and Charles Hamilton from the CCEAU urges all young people to apply.
So ambassadors, they really will end up leading community and outreach activities within the country. They represent our country at global meetings such as COP and our climate weeks. They co-chair the Bahamas Youth Climate Change Conference, which will happen this July 3rd through 4th.
And still to come, we have more from Charles Hamilton because he's live in studio and he's going to tell you all about the Climate Change Ambassador Program. Stay close.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for our Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, Minister Mr. Mario Bole.
In a high-spirited presser to announce the annual National High School Track and Field Championships, Sports Minister Mario Bole said this year's meet promises to be 3 days of an electrifying display of talent and heart.
The Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture, in collaboration with the Ministry of Education and the B3As, is happy, proud to present the Super Club Breezes National High School Track and Field Championships, where the nation's top student athletes will go head-to-head, chasing glory and the prestigious national title. This isn't just any competition. It's a celebration of grit, determination, and sheer passion. It's where records will be shattered, limits will be tested.
Education Director Dominic McCartney-Russell noted that the Education Ministry's goal is not just about developing premier athletes.
When the Bahamas wins a medal at the Olympics, you cannot say that we have not won the whole Olympics. That's the kind of camaraderie that sports allows for a nation, and certainly for our children. And we want every campus to be a positive learning environment, a positive culture. And when you bring students together like that, you're able to do so.
Powered by Super Club's Breezes Resort, the theme for this year's Nationals is Breaking Limits, Achieving Greatness. Competition is slated for March 20th through 22nd, 2025. I'm Adama Williams for Ed Talk.
Health is the greatest gift. That's where we come in. Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies is the premier distributor of medical equipment, as well as medical and surgical consumables. Our engineers are always on hand, providing top care service that saves lives. We carry a wide selection of over-the-counter and prescription items, IV fluids, and other injections. Our products are state-of-the-art, and our entire team stays on top of cutting-edge technology. With more than 2 decades of dedicated service, Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies continues to be a trendsetter and innovator in healthcare. We have set ourselves apart by truly caring for our customers. We understand the intricacies of healthcare, and we produce spectacular results. We cherish our partnerships and nurture our friendships as we continue on our quest to help everyone maintain that wonderful gift of good health. Find us on 95th Terrace, Centerville, and now located in the Lucaya Shopping Center of Freeport, Grand Bahama.
Welcome back. Got a beautiful shot there by our drone pilot, Neville Smith. Look to the left and you'll see Paradise Island, and if you look to the right, you'll see the city of Nassau. To the left and to the right. Nice twilight shot there by Big Nev. Well, it's time for a trip to the Family Islands. Let's go. Exuma and Andros residents will be pleased to hear that the government is currently seeking construction companies to upgrade bridges on those islands. The same is being done for the island of Eleuthera, according to the Minister of Works and Family Island Affairs, Honorable Clay Sweeting.
It's been out. The 7 contractors have applied, and they have been to Glass Window Bridge this week to see what they need to do to put in their bid tender package. We've already secured the financing, and we look to hopefully start preliminary works by 3rd quarter of this year at the Glass Window Bridge.
The Member of Parliament for Central and South Eleuthera also revealed at last week's North Eleuthera Business Outlook that the much-anticipated upgrade to the Harbour Island dock begins this summer.
Go out to the west more. We would add sidewalks for pedestrians walking. We would widen the access point, what heads out to the docking facility. There will be timber docks added for the ferry boat drivers, and also a ramp for ro-ros that come into Harbour Island. So it's something exciting. It's going to be a little painful because, you know, construction and persons coming to offload freight, but we're going to try and do it as painless as possible to ensure that Harbour Island gets what it deserves.
Some good news there for Harbour Island and Eleuthera. Well, tonight we are live in studio with Charles Hamilton, who's from the Climate Change and Environmental Advisory Unit. Mr. Hamilton, welcome to the Bahamas Tonight Access Now.
Thank you very much, LaDonna, and good evening, Bahamas.
So, but before we get into the program, Mr. Hamilton, I want you to talk to us a little bit about yourself and your role in all of this.
Sure. Yeah, so I'm Charles Hamilton. I am a climate change advisor in the Climate Change and Environmental Advisory Unit. So I help to provide support to the Office of the Prime Minister, ministers of government, and to other agencies to address climate change issues. How do we ensure that this issue that is seen as something out in the air that people can't grasp, how do we make it real? How do we get financing? How do we get support for young people? How do we ensure that communities are able to rebuild and rebound in the face of a changing climate? So that's my role, trying to put those pieces together.
And why was this advisory unit formed?
Yes, it was formed as a way to be able to provide technical advice and support to government to address issues of climate and environmental matters at the highest level. If we can manage to address those issues at the highest level and have those trickle down into government, things can move a bit faster. We can get the support that's needed for the country.
So tell us a little bit more about the Ambassadors Program and what's it been like over the years.
Absolutely. It's been a pleasure to be able to see these young, vibrant, passionate young Bahamians who have stepped forward to serve their country as climate youth ambassadors. So these are persons who, you know, they have an interest in climate, sustainability, national development, and they simply want to be advocates for their peers on the national and international stage. This is actually its 4th year of the program, and we're encouraging as many young Bahamians, passionate, bright, willing to work hard, to join your cohort of climate youth ambassadors. I say all of this because people, they hear climate youth ambassadors and they think, well, I haven't studied the sciences, I haven't studied climate change or the environment. Whatever you have studied in life, there's a climate rationale to it. Let's say journalism, being able to report through and cut through the media on the issues of climate change. There's a role for you. Or perhaps you're an artist, whether that's in the visual or in the musical space, being able to take your craft and be able to address the issue of climate change. Or you're in the agricultural field and you're thinking, how do I ensure that the next set of food that is coming out of the Bahamas is able to be resilient to climate change? And so do not believe that you need to be an environmentalist or a climate scientist to be a youth ambassador. You just need to be ready to fight and advocate for your country and implement programs nationally.
Now, I know you said earlier this is the fourth year.
Fourth year.
Talk to us a little bit about some of the achievements of past ambassadors.
Absolutely. We have seen some of our past ambassadors absolutely soar. From our recent ambassadors, we have Javon Sands and Benicia Saunders. These are brilliant students. One who is in Oxford doing his master's, and another one here locally doing a degree in law, because they've seen that being able to get to the forefront of climate in our country is going to require a different mode of thinking, right? We've seen the British High Commission reach out to these persons. We've seen them launch different programs across the country. We've seen them advocate and connect with young people, whether at eco camps or being able to do beach cleanups or being able to teach people how do you cut through all the jargon with climate change, right? And so each and every single ambassador has their own spin, but you can too, if you choose to apply. Apply April 22nd. You do not want to miss this opportunity.
Mr. Charles Hamilton, thank you so much for joining us here on the Bahamas Tonight Access Now, and all the best to you and your team.
Thank you very much, LaDawn. Apply, Bahamas.
Let's take a look at what's coming up in sports.
Day 3 of the B3A Carifta trials wrapping up on Sunday night. Details of that story and more coming up in sports.
Custom Computers and Alive on the business spectrum, we work well together. We want to offer clients the best in technology.
What Custom Computers is offering for the Alive business partnership is HP Pro small form factor desktop. We're including with it the 27-inch conferencing monitor, so you can have that meeting at home or at work in a private area, just like you're sitting next to that person.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home health care supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price. And you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you, at the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
Welcome to your Monday evening sports check, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports. Day 3 of the B3A's Carifta trials wrapping up on a Sunday night at the old Thomas A. Robinson Stadium, and things certainly finished with fireworks as dozens of athletes trying to secure their spot on Team Bahamas as they head into Trinidad Easter weekend for the 2025 Carifta Track and Field Games. Let's take a look at the highlights. The Spice and Connect B3A's Carifta trials wrapping up Sunday evening as it was the last call for dozens of athletes as they tried to secure their spot on this year's Carifta team. To the girls under 20, 800 meters after a grueling race, Akari Roberts would emerge victorious, running past the Carifta qualifying standard and winning this one in 2 minutes, 15 seconds.
First, I want to thank God, because without him, this wouldn't be possible. I want to thank my coaches, my family, my friends, and everyone who has supported me.
On the boys' side would be Grand Bahamian Arkady Thompson powering past the tape in 1:58.33.
My race plan was simple. It was just to get out pace and leave it all on the track.
Girls under 20 100-meter hurdles would see the top 3 finishers all attain the Carifta qualifying standards, but it would be triple qualifier Bailey Major from Red Line Athletics, finishing over her teammate Darwin Dean in 14:21.
I just had to hold the speed, and then I realized in the race, you know what, let me push, let me give it all I got, and that's what I did, and I came first.
Boys under 17 110-meter hurdles, Jakara Wilson running a blistering time of 13.44 seconds, easily requalifying. Second place finisher Roman Roll would attain the standard as well, finishing in 14:77.
I feel like I executed well, and I just need to work on my hands. My last 2 is coming on.
And the boys under 20 110 hurdles, another top 2 finish that would see both men attain the standard. Jill Schmeichel and Taj Brown going 1 and 2 in 13:88 and 14:06 respectively.
My legs were already there, but the plan was just to get out and maintain a certain speed.
Honestly, the first was a yellow card. I was false start, but I had to gain composure to come out top.
And finally, to the 200-meter finals, girls under 17 looking like one of the potential stronger divisions for the Bahamas. Top 3 finishers again attaining the Carifta standard, but the top 2 spots going to Kiazra Thomas and Breorn Board in 23:99 and 24:08.
It was a good race. I thank God for giving me the strength to finish the race. And like I say, it was a good race. I like the competition, and I hope that me and my partner could go over there in Trinidad and do something big for our home.
The objective was to get off the curve for KK. We go down the straightaway together, and hopefully,
all right, thank you, We're going to
I did PR, so I'm happy.
Boys under 17 200-meter final, Ian Neely running 21 seconds flat to take this race easily, surpassing the Carifta qualifying standard of 22:08.
I made sure to keep my stride down the home stretch, but I just missed that 21 seconds barrier by just a smudge. But I'm going to get that Carifta.
Finally, girls under 20 200-meter final, former Carifta double medalist Jimmy Nabi looking strong heading into Trinidad. Both her and Alexis Roberts attaining the standard. Nabi running 24 seconds flat, while Roberts would take second in 24:13.
1.35 seconds.
I'd say it was an okay race. It wasn't the best technically or physically. I just thank God that I finished safely and secured my spot for the Carifta Games. I just wanted to get out as fast as I can, had a good start, and I just pushed home just as fast as I could.
At this hour, officials holding a press conference at the Andre Rogers Baseball Stadium to unveil the team members for this year's Carifta Games. Full details in tomorrow's Sportscast. That's been your sports on this Monday. A check on weather when we return.
At Cartwright, our members know that there's a lot to smile about. They know that membership has its privileges. Guaranteed low pricing on every item, every time you shop. Each membership comes with 2 cards. That's one for you and a free card for a member of your household. Gold card holders earn an annual 2% rebate up to $500. Cartwright members get discounts at other participating businesses. So that's a lot to smile about. Whether it be clothing, appliances, home goods, or groceries, shop at Cartwright, where membership truly has its privileges.
While others see customers as numbers, we see our customers as people, neighbors, friends who deserve more than one-sided connections. That's why we are redefining what real connection is by prioritizing our customers and showing our appreciation by putting our money where your loyalty is. ATC customers, claim your $200 Bahamas Air gift card when you add postpaid mobile to your internet plan. That's loyalty that flows both ways.
For hurricane season, we got impact windows and doors. For protection, just come to our store. Plus we got tiles to pretty up your walls and your floors. We'll help you brighten up for that big bad storm. Porcelain tiles, blank tiles, mosaic tiles, a variety of styles. These 14s get right, they gotta be rough. That's why why we got the best deals in the whole Bahamas. Hey, hey.
Fuel's the difference. Ruby's Ultra Tech in your car. Fill up with Ruby's Ultra Tech. Spend less and go far. Fuel up with Ruby's Ultra Tech. Get the most out every ride. Just watch your car perform with the best fuel inside. Fuel up with confidence in every mile. Get Ruby's Ultra Tech in your tank and drive with a smile. Watch your car perform with the best fuel inside. Fuel the difference with Ruby's Ultra Tech.
It's time now for your Access weather forecast, and the dry and arid weather conditions will come to an end very shortly, and that's because we have an active cold front moving into the area that will bring with it some showers and thunderstorms, some of which will be heavy to severe at times, particularly around Grand Bahama, Abaco, and the Biminis, and that will start tomorrow afternoon. Some of that spreading into our area tomorrow night and will continue into Wednesday. So LaDawn and Melina, you can prepare yourself accordingly for the arrival of this frontal system. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Live Business, where we bulk up your business. In the northwestern islands tonight, southeast to south winds at 12 to 18 knots. The wave heights 3 to 6 feet over the ocean. Your low tide will occur at 11:17 tonight, so caution flags are in place for you boaters in the northwest Bahamas. And for the central and southeastern islands, we will have a southeast flow. The speed's not too bad, 10 to 15 knots. Wave heights 2 to 4 feet. And then tomorrow, Tuesday, in the northwestern parts of our country, the winds become south to southwest at 10 to 15 knots. This is just ahead of the arrival of that frontal system. Wave heights at 2 to 4 feet. Low tide will occur at 11:59 in the morning with the high tide at 6:02 in the afternoon. For the central and southeastern islands on Tuesday, southeast to south winds, 10 to 15 knots. Wave heights also at 2 to 4 feet. And on Wednesday, frontal boundary goes through. Winds become northwest by afternoon, picking up in speeds 12 to 18 knots. The wave heights building back up 3 to 6 feet, so that caution flag will once again go up on Wednesday once that frontal system goes through. Now, the high tide on Wednesday will take place at 6:21 in the morning with the low tide at 12:41 in the afternoon. And for the central and southeastern islands, we will continue to have that southeast to south flow at 10 to 15 knots and the wave heights 2 to 4 feet. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they're brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
Sean got the whole land scared crazy. About 1,000 inside a bra. She want a young man come and rev that engine like car. I think she graduate with my mom. But when she call, you know, slapping.
That's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But join me at 11 o'clock for a full weather update. LaDawn and Melina.
Keep that cool weather coming, Basil. So, Melina, what's with this look to the right and look to the left business? What's that all about?
It seems like the hip thing to say. So, I mean, who do you see when you look to the left and to the right, LaDawn?
Well, I see you, but... Okay, so let's check in with Matea Cunningham and let's talk socials.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Matea, and this is Let's Talk Socials. If you're new here, welcome to the Social Media Hub. This is a safe space where we all hang out and catch up on what's trending in socials in under 2 minutes or less. Today, we're talking about the Social Tinker, a Bahamian YouTuber and podcaster that aims to celebrate the successes of Bahamians thriving in their fields. A classic episode of her podcast named Bahamian Banter features the host, Malak Tinker, and her guest of choice as they discuss their journey.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Bahamian Banter with the Social Tinker. Who am I with today? Hey. Swakara Cash. Let me tell y'all something. I flew Swakara down to Tropic of Cancer today because thank you for meeting me in Exuma. Of course. First episode outside of Nassau or Abaco. Tell the Bahamian audience, international audience, who you are.
Okay, first and foremost, by profession, 22 years, I am a court stenographer.
What is that?
So a court stenographer is a person who uses shorthand to write the spoken word down on a machine, and it translates it into English.
Tinker's platforms are still growing. However, her consistency in posting content is nothing less than admirable. She wants to publicize the stories, not just of Bahamian success, but of the resilience needed to withstand the trials that come with the Bahamian success. And that's all for today's Let's Talk Social. Stay tuned because I'll be on your screens this time tomorrow. Will you be here? It's a date.
Good job there as always, Matea. Look to the right and look to the left. That's all, folks. That does it for us tonight, Marlena.
Well, stay tuned for a rerun of The Rundown with Clint Watson featuring Brandon McCartney.
Good night, everybody.